keep asking myself, how did Iconoclast slip through my radar? Because I'll just get right to it. This game rocks. Originally released for the PS4 in January of 2018 and in August of 2018 for the Nintendo Switch. But now it's coming to the Xbox in all its absolute glory. And honestly, I couldn't be more excited to bring you this review in hopes that you yourself will check out this awesome game. Now let's get to it. The plot is one of the most in-depth stories I have ever come across in a 2D platformer. I mean, it is so involved that at times, it's almost overwhelming because it appears on the outside to be such a simple game. So I'm going to do the best to summarize it, and then you're just going to have to play the game to get the rest of the story. To begin, you play Robin, and she's an amateur mechanic who also lives in a world where a sinister religious government called the One Concern is ruled by the Evil Mother. They have labeled her a criminal because she's an unlicensed mechanic, hence Iconoclast. I know it sounds silly, but please trust me, it all makes sense in the end and is actually quite clever. She's forced to escape their grasp and fight back against the One Concern. But don't worry, you don't go to the fight alone. You meet several allies along your adventure, making for a brilliant story. And yes, sorry gamers, this is as much as I'm going to give you, other than don't be surprised by the amount of dialogue that's in a game for a platformer. Iconoclast, in a sense, is a Metroidvania platformer. Being a mechanic, one of Robin's main weapons and tools is a wrench, which will play an essential role in the game, especially in solving the brilliant puzzles in the game. And believe me, some of these puzzles can take some real thought. But there's a real sense of accomplishment when all the puzzles are solved and you move forward through the stage. You're also equipped with a gun and what the game refers to as tweaks that are all interchangeable. The tweaks add upgrades to your character's skills in exchange for collected materials, but don't expect an elaborate crafting system. Now, like every great platformer, you need to have great boss fights, and Iconoclast will not let you down. Every boss fight was unique and refreshing, and it kept the game entertaining to the end. Now to get to the bad. I got turned around frequently, and the map that was supplied was just not up to par. I was consistently backtracking, which was rather annoying, and something I could have done without if I had a better map. And lastly, although the story was fantastic, the dialogue at times was just too long and dragged out. I almost lost interest and really just wanted to get back to the great gameplay. I'm always a huge fan of retro-style graphics when it comes to 2D platformers, and they just don't get any better than Iconoclast. Believe it or not, the first game that came to mind when I saw the character models was the classic TurboGrafx-16's Bonk's Adventure. I'm not entirely sure if the developer based their models off this classic style, but they might as well. Even the background had that Bonk's look, but with its own twist. The background in every stage was consistently fresh feeling with clever new themes for each biome. Everything from forests to caves, towers and towns made an appearance in the game. And as far as the soundtrack and sound effects go, because of its multiple tracks, it never sounded repetitive, which is rare for an indie platformer. Other than that, I have nothing negative to say. Like I said, Iconoclast really caught me off guard, leaving me with a good feeling about the indie platformers for 2020 because indie developers seem to be getting into their platforming stride. So Iconoclast gets an easy 9 out of 10 from me. And hopefully, developers keep up the pace of bringing us great platformers because lately, they have been knocking it out of the park. But you can be sure BG4G will be here to let you know when they do. Thanks for watching, and for everything gaming, keep it right here at the BG4G Hub.